the internet, and today is going to be another Top 5 Wednesday. This is actually done on the day that is Wednesday, in which I'm actually supposed to be talking about this subject. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. Oh. So, today we're going to talk about non-horror books that scared you. And as you know from my creepy settings video, I am not scared by traditionally normal things. I'm not Ron. I'm not terrified of spiders. I ain't Parvati. I ain't scared of snakes. I'm scared of weirder things, like hands. So in this, I'm going to talk about books that terrified me because really there was a character in this book that just like revolted me, that terrified me to know that this person could possibly exist. That's kind of the realm in which I'm speaking. So let's get into my top 5. First, Umbridge from the Order of the Phoenix. Now, Umbridge absolutely terrified me. Now, there's a lot of hate and frustration towards Umbridge. Totally understood. I'm right there along with you. Like, she should have got stomped by those centaurs. Yes! Yes! Killed her! Don't like her! But she terrifies me. She terrifies me more than Voldemort, who's actually one of my favorite Harry Potter characters, but she terrifies me because of how much hatred and bigotry she holds towards non-humans and even humans. Like, she doesn't like muggles, she doesn't like muggleborn, she even looks down on half-bloods, and she absolutely hates all creatures, even if those are sentient creatures like centaurs and giants and elves. Like, she hates everything. And that how much hate she has, but also how much pleasure she takes on making those people suffer. This is especially clear in the 7th book when we see her again after Voldemort gets in control, and we see her at the Ministry and her just in charge and taking great pleasure in torturing and murdering people. I'm sorry, but that type of person freaks me the hell out, and we don't need them around. We just don't. We don't need Umbridges. We just don't. The second type of person that freaks me out is in this book here, Draw the Line by Laurent Lynn. And this is about a boy. He grows up in Texas. He is gay and he has to hide this, and there is a very real reason. Like, he's terrified naturally because he knows not many people are going to be accepting, and all of his fears come to full fruition. And it's not simple paranoia when a boy who's flamboyant and out of the closet ends up getting beaten up for no reason other than he didn't like that you threw up on his car and he went to go clean off the puke. And he gets beaten up to the point of near death. And that freaks me out because nothing happens to the people who beat him up. Nothing happens to prosecute these people. They get away with this crime for simple bigotry and hatred. And the fact that those people exist, the fact that I know they exist, the fact that I've seen these people, the fact that I may know some of these people who would do such a thing and say, oh yes, it's perfectly okay because this kid loved another boy, like that scares me, how you could be filled with that much hatred that you would let evil acts clearly happen and say, oh, they're not evil. Like, no! No! That's not right! In any way! Like, that's terrifying! Okay? That is terrifying. The third non-scary book that scared me is this one right here, The Undertaking of Allegiant. This talks about that old tradition of unmarried men who had to be married to women after they died because it was believed that when a man died, he had to have his wife in the afterlife alongside him. The part that freaked me out about this was the willingness of one man to attempt to kill a woman so that his dead brother could have a bride in the afterlife because his brother was unmarried. And the pressure that was put on both this kid and on everything around him based on this belief and tradition that it's perfectly okay to murder someone for someone who's already dead. Like, there's no real reason for you to kill this person, but how strong this belief was that this is something that could have happened, and probably something that did happen, to uphold the tradition of an unmarried man being wed so that he could have his wife down there in the afterlife. Also, the implicated fact that if you were married and the husband happened to die before you, then you were getting buried alongside him, even if you were perfectly breathing. That like, the lengths in which people will go for their belief systems terrifies me, especially when it comes to things like this. Like, think how scary it is. Like, it's really scary. It is really scary. Book number 4. Books that scare me. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Unlike the others in this, it's not so much a person or a thing or an event that scares me about this book. It's the fact that this book exists. The fact that something that I love so dearly could be so thoroughly betrayed, that characters that I loved and I know as well as I know myself, and even better than I know myself, could be so poorly represented and betrayed, and it called okay and canon, frustrates me and scares me, because the fact that this book was approved and exists defiles the thing that I loved. Like, it seems extreme, yes, I know. It seems like I'm being really dramatic, but taking something that you love and then having someone else mess it up, screw it over, and just simply destroy this nostalgia factor and this love that you have for this thing, and then not care that they're doing it at all, and then being like, well, I made it better, and saying, oh yes, it's so good, that terrifies me. Like, why do you feel it necessary to destroy the things I love? Why? The last terrifying thing I have is actually a thing I just find terrifying, has nothing to do with people. The last thing I'm going to talk about being terrified of is more fantastical kind of fear than like a real life fear that books have presented to me, and this is Accidental Hero by Mac Mullich, and this in it has an alien race who is trying to destroy all the worlds and conquer them. There's a lot more going on in this book, but basic premise, there's these alien race called the Rustovich, and they are basic parasites, and if their little bug technical brains get a hold of you and latch onto you, they take you over and they transform you into a Rustovich, and basically it's like Day of the Body Snatchers. They are body snatchers. They are parasites that take you over and suck the life out of you, and that scares me. But realistically, the reason why I'm terrified of that idea is because, like, you know, the Monsters Inside Me shows where it's like worms and like parasites that you can have inside you that like can eat away your body, and like you can have worms and stuff in your stomach and nastiness. That terrifies me. That right there, that's a real version of like some other entity trying to take you over and snatch up your body. So reading a book in which there was a sentient alien force that would go in and crawl in your body and take you over absolutely terrifies me, because I'm scared of that happening in real life when I know it can really happen to a person. So those are all of the non-scary books and non-horror books that terrified me in some aspect. These are more like life fears. These are unprovoked fears, like unprovoked fears of spiders, or unprovoked fears of snakes, or unprovoked fears of hands, you know? These aren't just like random things that I've chosen that I'm scared of. These are real world situations in which terrify me. I am scared of people. People scare me, okay? Just people in general terrify me. And weird parasite bugs that can crawl into your body also freak me out. No, and I know both of those things are real world issues. So that makes it like 20 times scarier in my little brain. Like, no. No, no, no. Comment down below if you agree with me, if you are also scared about these things, or if you want to, like, assure me that these things aren't as scary as I perceive them. I probably won't believe you, but you could very well try. Also, share with me some of your fears and non-horror books that terrified you, either for no reason at all other than you're a weirdo and get terrified by non-scary things, or because they hinted to a deeper, darker reality which actually terrifies you because it's something that you know you could meet potentially in real life. If you like what you're seeing here and you want to continue to see more, click all those buttonys down below, and goodbye, Internet.